For our good team, we decided to use my DECA team from high school. This team was a good team because we were able to accomplish our common goal of going to the nationals competition. My team had many instances of somebody playing devil's advocate to avoid groupthink. We also realized what each other could bring to the team and utilized those skills accordingly. Since we all shared the same goal, we were able to rely on each other to get our work done and put in the sufficient effort to get where we wanted to go. In other words, we had good team synergy. My team and I enjoyed what we were doing and enjoyed doing it together, making for a good team that was easy to work with.
When a person is playing devil's advocate, they're expressing a contentious opinion in order to reference the other side of an argument. For example, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, I'm going to reference the other person's argument in order to build up some sort of stamina within the conversation that we're having. It's a technique to bring out something that you want to hear when it's not being said. Groupthink is the practice of thinking or making decisions as a group that discourages individual creativity and individual responsibility. This can be really dangerous within a group setting because it's the mind of the group and not the mind of the individual.
So Chase's DECA group definitely was a good example of a group that was cohesive. They all knew what their goal was, and they were all united on that goal, each having individual parts that needed to be done in order to achieve that. However, the example we gave for a group you wouldn't want to be in, there's definitely a group that wasn't cohesive at all. They weren't really sure about what the goal was and what each person should be doing. They weren't united at all. And ultimately, this resulted in a group that didn't achieve what they wanted to. However, with Chase and his DECA group, there was a group that achieved exactly what they wanted to.
The worst team that I've ever been a part of was for an English class where a partner and I had to read a book and write a report on it. Every single time I attempted to set up a meeting, he had an excuse or just failed to show up entirely, and I ended up having to do the entire project by myself. This group was an example of an individual having zero consideration for their fellow group member. Constant empty promises on meeting times and countless missed calls left me feeling underappreciated and frustrated. Our synergy was non-existent because he never actually showed up. I still received an A- on the project, and my teammate didn't show up to class for the rest of the semester.
Synergy is the idea that when individuals or groups work together, they create an effect that is greater than the sum of its parts. In the example of the least productive group, synergy was not used because one group failed to contribute entirely. Although the group still got an overall score of an A, with synergy, this grade could have been achieved more easily. Synergy was shown to be used in the most productive group by everyone bringing their own intellectual contributions. The result of using synergy was a product that was greater than the sum of its parts.